Morning. Good morning. My name is Ryan with Great Lakes Storm Chasing Network, and we do have an update for you guys in terms of what we're watching for today's severe weather potential. We will be covering a little bit more in depth this morning before we head out to go chase and get ready for today. So, this is going to be the one and only pre storm briefing you guys are going to have. So, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump in here to some of these models. First, or should I say models and the SPC outlooks here. So first and foremost, the SPC outlook remained, there's some slight changes with this. So first and foremost, the moderate risk did get bumped a little bit further south and a little bit further to the east. Okay. This now extends all the way up to the Canton, Akron, Ohio areas, extends down towards Columbus, Athens, Dayton, Cincinnati, all the way back towards Evansville, but Evansville is not in the moderate risk. It just kind of goes back that general direction. Okay. Around that moderate risk, we have an enhanced risk. Okay. That's going to extend all the way up to Akron, up towards the Lima, Ohio area, Indianapolis getting in the action there, Bloomington, and then Evansville. And then we have a slight risk around that. So Cleveland, Toledo, Lafayette, Indiana, all the way back through Marion, Illinois. You guys are in a little bit lower of a threat, but still a threat nonetheless. Then all the way into Pennsylvania, South Michigan, and also northern Indiana, as well as extreme eastern Illinois, getting in on the marginal risk. That is going to be mainly just for some hail there for you guys in those dark green areas. Now, as far as individual threats go, we do have a threat for all hazards still, including significant long track tornadoes today. It's going to be most probable in the yellow and red areas. Now, if you live in the yellow and red areas, that's your highest potential for a tornado today and also for long track, strong tornadoes. Now, if you live in the brownish red color and green areas up north here and further back to the west, you guys still have a threat for a tornado today. It's just a little bit lower of a threat and not expecting anything strong or long track in that general area. So, those areas that are included in the highest risk for tornadoes today are going to be Columbus, Ohio, Dayton, Cincinnati, Athens, Indianapolis, Bloomington, as well as Evansville. So basically, in the moderate and enhanced risk areas, that is going to be the highest risk today for tornadoes. Now, in a lower threat, we have Cleveland, Toledo, Lafayette, all the way back through Mount Vernon, Marion, and Carbondale, Illinois. Okay. If you live in Michigan, there is no tornadic threat today. Now, looking at other risks here, we are looking at the wind risk, which is a big area here of a 30%. But in that red 30% wind area, we have a black, what we call hatched area, which is indicating potential for significant wind gusts above 75 miles per hour. Okay. That's going to include, again, most of the enhanced and moderate risk areas, all the way back towards Evansville, Columbus, Dayton, Cincinnati, Athens, maybe sneaking into Indianapolis there as well, but Indianapolis remains outside of that hatched area. However, it's close enough that we can mention it just because it's within 25 miles or so of that hatched area. A bit less of a threat further north in the yellow areas and as well as the brownish red areas up towards Toledo, Lafayette, back towards Carbondale, Marion, Illinois. And then last but not least, your hail threat. About the same areas here, just a different area for significant hail and that in the black hatched area, more so including Indianapolis, all the way back through Bloomington, Evansville, Cincinnati, Dayton, Athens, Columbus, those general areas again. So basically the takeaway from this is Ohio and Indiana in those orange and red areas needs to be on highest alert today. But still, if you are in that yellow and dark green risks, you're in a lower risk, but still a risk nonetheless. Okay. Looking at future models and stuff like that, we are watching a couple things very closely. First and foremost, we have an area of clearing already taking shape back here in southern Illinois, Indiana, pushing into the area of interest. However, looking at radar for right now, we also have a complex of storms that is down here in Kentucky that we're waiting to move out of the area. The reason we're waiting for that to move out of the area is because that is currently stalling the warm front to the south. We do expect that warm front to lift north here by 1 p.m. It should be moving rapidly to the north. However, there is a chance that this may stall. If it stalls, that shifts the entire threat area to the south. If it doesn't stall, what I've been talking about in the first 5 minutes of the stream is still holding true. We're watching that very closely on our real-time data here, but for right now, we do expect it. We have everything in line here to get that warm front to push further back to the north like we expect it to. We expect this risk to develop as it has been forecasted. So, with that being said, looking at a few other things here, we are seeing a lot of moisture getting streamed up into the area. We're seeing a lot of wind shear down here that's going to push into the area. The ingredients are there. We're just waiting for this warm front to lift north. Okay. Now, as far as timing goes, this is your HRRR model, a model we highly use on severe weather days for this. We're going to watch that complex to the south move out. And then by noon, we have development. By noon Eastern, we have development across Indiana. And then also 11 a.m. Central Time in Illinois here. We see some scattered development here. That's going to be the area of interest as it pushes off to the east northeast. This is going to continue to develop as the afternoon goes on. This is 2 p.m. Eastern. It's going to move into the moderate risk area later today. Scattered storms are likely. And any of those storms within that warm sector, south of that warm front, have potential for severe weather. That does include what I just mentioned: tornadoes, wind, and hail. Some could be significant. So, main timing on this, it could be as early as noon, and it could be clear. It should be, should I say, clearing the area meaning Ohio into Pennsylvania by later tonight, roughly 11 p.m. or so. So noon to 11 p.m. is your time frame. And if you live in Ohio areas, West Ohio, I'm going to say probably closer to the 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. time frame. It'll look a little bit further east into central and eastern Ohio, looking mainly towards after the 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. and a little bit later on time frame. If you're Indiana, expect it to happen earlier. More than likely going to be probably noon to 3 p.m. for you guys there. Maybe a little bit an hour, a little bit after. We'll say noon to 4 at this point. Timing is a little bit uncertain with that warm front uncertainty moving north, how quickly it moves north, stuff like that. So there's some uncertainty with timing, but overall it's trending to be earlier than we expected. But that is the overall synopsis of today. We will have chasers, multiple chasers in the field, myself included. I'm going to be heading towards the Lima, Ohio area momentarily, which is why I'm on here early. I usually go live a little bit later towards noon, but I'll be heading down south here within the next hour or so. So that is going to be the update for you guys. We'll have Joel on here as well as Nick, they're going to be streaming radar for you guys. We'll be out chasing. We have at least 6 chasers who will be live streaming. So we got you guys covered here. So with that being said, stay safe, guys. Look for the comments for some questions here, but I don't see much of anything here. SPC Outlook, an update Outlook comes out at 12:30 Eastern. So expect adjustments to the fork, or if any adjustments are going to be made, expect those to be made at 12:30. And once again, there's one more at 4 p.m. we can look for as well. But the 12:30 is going to be probably the final outlook before storms really start getting up and going here. So with that being said, that's all I got for you guys. Stay safe today. Have a way to get warnings, and make sure you pay attention to those warnings and take shelter if you need to in the event of any warnings that get issued for you. So with that, I'm out of here. Stay safe, guys, and expect to see us live here on our accounts later today.